What's up you guys and welcome back. I'm FPL Nymphria and this is my FPL Double Game Week 32 review and Blank Game Week 33 preview video. Before I get going, I owe my Nymfam a massive thank you for voting for me to become a finalist in the Football Blogging Awards. I am so extremely grateful and it's a massive honour to be included. I realise I'm pretty much a club fighting for relegation in terms of the league of people I'm up against, but I hope to keep making you great content and doing what I can do for all of you guys. Now, I realise it's a big ask, but you can vote again now for the winner, so any more votes you wish to give me are very much appreciated for this underdog. Anyway, enough of all that and on to Game Week 32. And well, what a roller coaster of a double Game Week 32 was. Let's take a look. I decided to free hit instead of wildcard, and so for one game week, Fabianski became Edison. In terms of trade, this made a massive difference to my points. Edison got me 12 points from 2 clean sheets, as opposed to Fabianski's 3 points. Standard. Let's be honest, Edison didn't have much to do in either of the games, but he did make a big save in the Cardiff game to keep the clean sheet, and also had a 100% accurate pass rate. So we'll take that all day long. Moving on to my defence, and this is where I could have a moan if I was to have any this game week. And that's because my only real decision besides Rashford this game week, as I was pretty much set on my free hit team once I pressed the button, was if to go Edison, Louise and Duffy, or Kepa, Laporte and Dunk at the back. Of course, Laporte got the assist, so I would have reached 100 points, had I have gone with the latter trio. But you know what? I dislike moaning in these circumstances. I am more than chuffed with my points, and I was worried Laporte wouldn't play 3 games in a row after returning from injury. So we take the 2 clean sheets from Edison and we're happy with it. I mean, if we're splitting hairs, Azpilicueta, who is under my free hit team, smashed it with 16 points. Nothing for me in terms of attack and return since I bought him, you know, just saying. Free hit out and he gets a goal. A dubious one at that, but probably less said about that the better. But typical in my case nonetheless. Lastly, Schlupp took his place in my team over Wan-Bissaka, earning 7 points, the same as what Wan-Bissaka did in the end. So a tad bit more money and no extra points. Saying that, I have liked the look of Schlupp for weeks now, as you guys know, and I think he was unlucky not to get some more points, as he did have a shot blocked in the Huddersfield game and a shot off target in the Spurs game. He looks attacking, so I'm happy I took a punt on him. Let's take a look at my midfield, and I find myself feeling slightly annoyed again when I bang on about form over fixtures and never actually listen to myself, especially when it comes to the likes of Pogba, for instance. It was game week 28 against Palace where we last seen any returns from Pogba. 5 points in 4 game weeks for an 8.8 million player is not great. Now, I'd have likely only have kept Mane or gone with Son if I didn't go with Pogba, so let's be honest, I was always going to take a punt on him, given his fixtures. I just now am starting to think about the double game weeks a little differently, it has to be said. I think I will change strategy in future seasons. Clearly each season will be different, but it's worth considering a mix of single and doublers in the future, form and fixture players. Also, I think I'll also consider my chips a little differently too, though we can be a bit like moss to a light bulb when we see a double game week, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Moving on, the first name on my team sheet was Sterling, my 3rd most expensive player in my free hit team, and that's how many points he got also, just the 3. Now, he only played 1 game, and I have no idea how he didn't get any returns against Watford. With a shot off target, 3 shots on target and a shot blocked, a 97.4% pass rate, one of the highest I've seen for an attacking player in recent weeks. I expected points, yes, but I am nowhere near disappointed. I never considered anyone different in this spot, and lots of people got him in for this game week, so going without had he have hauled and got any of those chances, it would have been so damaging. What can you say? You can't be unhappy with that. Now the Chelsea boys. Somewhat putting my form over fixtures argument a little to shame, this is why a mix is best, I feel. No returns from Hazard, and poor Hudson-Odoi couldn't buy his way onto the pitch against Cardiff, yet they pulled it back against Brighton. Chu took his chance by the horns when he got given that start and delivered, getting me 7 points. He was a massive punt. His form for England just had me dreaming of a 4.2 million player getting 2 games with those fixtures, but Sarri had other ideas. At least he gave him a chance in the second match, and that banked me 7 points. That Chelsea setup on Wednesday evening looked so damaging. It'll now be interesting to see what Sarri does going forward. Hazard finally rewarding my loyalty and grabbing me 15 points from his goal, assist and relevant minutes played, clean sheet and bonus points. Then we have my forwards. I went big for the double. Again, along with Sterling, Aguero was the first person to be welcomed back into my free hit team after making his way out for the blank. Clearly, we all know my love for him. I also didn't even consider anyone else for captaincy, to be honest. Sterling was making me a little worried, but I always knew it was going to go on Aguero. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm not going to lie, when the goal started flying in and Aguero got his assist and then his goal, I couldn't actually believe it. It seemed all a bit too good to be true, and then it was. My man got injured and he subbed himself off on the 57th minute, subsequently missing the Cardiff match, if he was ever set to play it anyway. 20 points as captain is nothing to be stiffed at though, and I hope he's back soon. Now then, Harry Kane. What to say? A shot on target against Liverpool, 2 shots on target and a blocked shot against Palace. How did he not get me a return? So unlucky, and just the 4 points from him. Him and Salah are sticky wickets this season. We have no idea if we're coming or going with them. Not a clue. Lastly, I welcome back Jimenez to my team, a spot that was almost Rashford. I think Aguero, Rashford and Jimenez were my front 3 at one point, but I couldn't see past Kane. I just thought he might do something at the new stadium. And with Jimenez a risk for the cup and Rashford a risk with injury, once Kane was in, Jimenez was the only one left out of the 2 risky picks I could afford. So Jimenez it was. And he kept me waiting until the second match to deliver. But boy, did he deliver. 2 assists, 3 bonus points and minutes played for 12 points in total. Who knows whether the second goal was his, an assist or what, but us owners will take it. So after all that, I finished on a green arrow, first in a while, and I am more than happy. A roller coaster of a double game week, and it looked very bleak until Wednesday evening. So it is not lost on me that I'm lucky to have 95 points and to have got a 30+k rise in OR to 143,114. For those keeping track of my team budget, I am down again to 105.1 in squad value. I have noted that Pogba, Jimenez and Aguero were all sold ahead of blank game week 31, meaning they cost me an awful lot more to buy back in the double game week 32. Something I said I wouldn't do and then ended up doing, so another thing to consider for future seasons. On my bench, the only thing to note is that Valerie got me 6 points, and just for point of reference, my free hit would have got me 63 points without a captaincy pick yet. I'd have likely tried to squeeze Aguero in at any cost for captaincy, so it's a little difficult to say what I would have ended up on in the end, but you know, that's still not a bad return for a game week. So now on to blank game week and back to my original team. To be honest, it's fairly clinical this game week. The one plus about setting up for blank game week 31 does see me with 13 possible players for game week 33, even if they are not really the ones I would have gone for if I was free hitting this week. Saying that, if some of the players here can continue the form from last game week, I'd be over the moon. Okay, so transfers. I have one, and I am somewhat between changing my keeper for the week and switching Higuain for a different attacking forward from, say, Arsenal, Leicester or Palace. I have 3.3 to play with here, so pressers will be looked at closely. My only other decision is between Yedlin and Wan-Bissaka in defence. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And that's it, you guys. I'll let you guys know what I have decided via my usual social media channels, Twitter and Instagram. Either way, you can catch how I got on in my next video, so make sure you hit that notification bell. Please support me by liking and subscribing, or even joining the Fancy Football Hub with my code in the description below. And as always, feel free to check out my sponsors fancyfootballfix.com. And until next time, Nimfria out. Oh, and just one last thing. Thanks again for voting for me in the awards. I am so chuffed to be a finalist. It means so much. Thanks, guys.